Alright, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be tying the Kaufmann Stonefly. And I went ahead and put in, this is a TMC 300 size 8 hook. So this is what he calls for in his recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Just some black thread. And this is going to be where I'm going to tie in what will be the tail for this fly. So the tail and the antennas both are black goose biots. So I went ahead and clipped a couple free from my biot. And let me just get these lined up like so. Sometimes this is the hardest part about working with these. So I just want them lined up like, and I just want them to stick beyond the bend of the hook, about equal to the gap, maybe a little less. So I just divide them on either side. And I'm just putting some loose wraps in just to get them where I want them. Once they're where you want them, you can go ahead and pinch them to hold them in place, and then give some tighter torque wraps just to secure them to the shank of the hook, like so. Now we're just going to move forward. Let me come back just a couple more wraps. I want to make sure I have that tie-in point correct. Now come all the way forward. And I'm going to do the same thing with these biots. And again, lining them up sometimes is more difficult than any other work with them. So they have a concave, and you want them apart. You don't want them concave together. Now on here, if you look on, see, I got them concave together. Need to flip one. You gotta make them opposite. There we go. Just like so. Now the antenna on the front are usually just a little longer than the ones to the back. And I want to come forward. I'm just going to leave just a little bit of bare hook in the front of the shank of on the shank where I'm tying these in. So when I get finished, I can come in and finish off the head right in front of those biots. There we go. You just bind all that down. Check for placement. You can twist them a little bit. They're pretty hardy. So once they're where you want them, now I'm just going to go ahead and move my thread back. And you're going to want to weight this. This is a stonefly, so you want it on the bottom. I'm just using some 0.025 lead. And I'm going to put some wraps towards the middle of the fly. Just like so. Once you get that down, you can come through, wrap through it a few times. That'll help secure that that lead, if you don't do this, sometimes that lead will spin on the shank of the hook. Let's go on back here to the rear end. I'm going to roll this over. And here, I'm just going to tie in this, what is this? It's a vinyl rib. When you buy this, when you're looking at it, this rib, it has a flat side and then a rounded side. So you're going to want to tie it in with that rounded side towards the shank of the hook. So when you go to wrap it, you can, it'll roll over and you'll have the rounded to the out. And you'll have that flat going against the body of your fly. So that's something to look for and pay attention to when you tie this fly. Just want to bind that down. Alright. So now we're just going to get into the dubbing. So for the dubbing on this, I'm just using a black rabbit dubbing. It's got a little bit of antron in it, so it's got a little bit of a flash, but mostly it's just going to be black rabbit. And I want a tapered body. I want to go from a fairly thin body and get fatter as we move forward on this fly. So I like to do a thin taper because I can always come back and wrap on top of it if I need to thicken up the body rather than just try to make a big fat dubbing body. So you just come through, take your time, get this dubbed the way you're going to want it. Make sure you're happy with it. You can see there with that black thread, I can kind of wrap into the body a little bit, help secure it. Kind of hides a little bit. Now, as buggy as this is, I am going to come through and tighten all that up with a pair of scissors. Probably just pick some of that out with my fingers. There we go. Just give it another. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna dub what will be the equivalent of the abdomen of this fly, and then I'll rib it. So we just, 3/4, we'll say, of this fly will be, the whole fly will be dubbed, but I'm gonna stop dubbing for a little bit so I can get that rib in there. So if you're gonna tie this fly, what Kaufmann did for the wing case that we'll be tying on, he used a tail feather from a turkey tail feather, and he actually lacquered a portion of it so it would be a little bit more durable to build the wing case out of. So this is one of those flies that if you're gonna want to build it the way he says to build it, you might take a little bit of time beforehand and do the do the lacquer. So now I'm just going to come forward with this rib. And you can see, because I rolled it over, I get that nice, let me zoom in a little bit. Get that nice kind of shimmer from that rounded vinyl rib that we're using. And I want the interval to get a little larger as it comes forward. Then we're just going to come up over the top, tie that rib in, secure that nice and tight. We can clip that off. Now from this point I like to just kind of give my fly a little bit of a haircut. Like so. Alright. So now this is the feather, and you can tell right there where I've kind of lacquered some. And just get yourself a clear lacquer and put it down on there. Now I'm going to tie this one just a little, well, we'll tie it the way Kaufmann did. So I'm just going to clip off just a portion of the wing. So I just have just a little bit of that material. And I'm going to fold it in half, which I'm able to do because I lacquered them. Like so. And then I'm just going to cut that at an angle. Like that. Now you can see you get that little bit of an angle. So I'm just going to kind of come in and tie in that first wing case. What I like to do is that one may be just a little too long. Give it a little bit of a pinch to hold it, and then just bind that down. If it wants to, you know, you saw mine kind of tinted up, just push down on it. That lacquered wing will really let you put some torque to it. So now a little more dubbing. Do me a favor, if you like this this fly or my videos here, just hit that like or subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Moving forward, it kind of lets me know at least what people are wanting to see tied. Now you can use this same. So I just got another piece, and I'm just gonna clip the top just like I did the first one. Just do that off camera real quick. And just made another V. So I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna set this wing case just a little down from the last one. Oop, sorry about that. And then I'm gonna pinch and hold and bind that one down nice and tight, just like so. Now this part here, you got to be real careful when you're doing it, because you're going to come in now and you want to go under your wing, but you don't want to catch those antennae you tied. Clip that off. So now I just want to put in a little bit more dubbing. So you can tie this in different colors, you can tie it in different sizes. I think, I have to look in the book real quick, but he ties these fairly small. And like I said, this is a size 8, so, but on those TMC 300 hooks, they're substantial. They're long flies. And the salmon fly, or the stoneflies, for most part, are pretty substantial flies as well. So now, I'm just going to tie in this last V-notch wing case. Come in, bind that down. Check my place where I'm at. Okay, I can go forward just a little bit more with it. I want to get that interval just right for myself. There we go. Bind that down. Now this piece here I'll be able to just grab and pull up out of the way. So not really the risk of clipping my antenna like earlier. All that movement, just make sure your antennas are still where you want them. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of a dub here at this tie-in. Just like so. Now what I like to do is I rotate my fly up so I can make sure I get up under the antenna and over the eye. So I'm here, and now all I'm going to do is just come in and under there with a 2 to 3 turn whip finish. 1, 2, 3. That's done. Clip it. If you get some long hairs like that one, just clip that one free. Then I rotate underneath, and I just like to rotate underneath, and I just like to hit that with just a little bit of head cement. There is the Kaufmann Stonefly. Give it a shot. It's a great pattern. And if you don't have black stoneflies where you're at, and you have yellow sallies, you can just change up the colors. I would still use the same feather for your wing case, but your vinyl rib and your buyouts, you just want to color match. All right. So good luck, and until next time, I'll see you around the vise.